Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 2 vs 2 on rails and metals. Yes, indeed, we've got ourselves a 2 vs 2, and a bit of an interesting one. We shall be seeing fighting as the Allies, not one, but two Brits on Unbanme, and he is innocent. I sort of feel there's a sort of theme here that usually tends to be there when there's sort of auto or ranged team, which I suspect this is, because on the other side we have Mariens and TheRover, fighting as the Wehrmacht, fighting as the 9th SS Panzer Division, Frundsberg, opposing in this case the 11th Armoured Division of the British, moving forwards for glory, honour versus the despicable Hun, there to see them off. Well, of course, the Germans are there to fight the British pigs and destroy them in the name of the fatherland. So that is good. Pioneers advancing up here, a rather heavy approach. Wehrmacht quarters up. We might know just two pioneers here, taking up position in the house. Interestingly enough, homing traps nigh to the opponent. And we are seeing a reconnaissance section. We are seeing Brennkers. We're seeing two Brennkers out already from the Brits, just charging in, capturing the pioneers of TheRover inside their bit already. Other pioneers are in fact rushing forwards. I believe I see seeing an MG42 as well. Not really a lot of territorial security right there. Rather seems like they're more trying to sort of deny, but they are not really doing well due to the rather early Bren rush from both British players, which is rather putting them on the back foot. There we go. Recon section inside the Brenker. Pioneers caught out in the middle of the road. They are going to have to be pushed out. The MG42 moving into a house nearby. Could make things a bit more difficult. Other MG42 moving up. Pioneers nearby. And headquarters command truck set up to secure the fuel point already. And once that's done, this next one begins moving. Although again, not a lot of connected territories. They are going for the resource points right next to the victory points, which of course rather shows you know what sort of play these two British players are going for. MG42 somehow managed to make it into the house. Brenker under here from heavy machine gun fire. Schwimmwagen arriving from Mariens. And then meanwhile we are seeing pioneers and MG gunners fighting desperately for their lives as the British try to break down the door. They huff, they puff, and they fire away with the Bren gun, but they don't quite manage to break the door in. And instead they pop back into the Bren gun and get away from there. Schwimmwagen doing his best to hunt down the Brenker, but it wants to be a bit cautious, which is not entirely a bad idea. More resources being secured in the name of the fatherland, and the first Volksgrenadier squad arrives to provide some slightly more serious infantry firepower, which is slightly better. And meanwhile they are sort of having a nice little time around the headquarters command truck. No upgrade for the Brenker, not a lot of munitions for the British players in fact. So that will set them back a bit, but now of course this point is secured, so that should result in more munitions. The Wehrmacht advancing up the west. And again they are sort of trying to establish some blocking position, being a bit harder for the British to secure a lot of resources. And again the Brits really only cared about rushing to these 2 points again next to the victory points, so again they can much more easily lock them down. And of course the resources, but at the same time they are lacking a great deal of resources right here. 2 Schwimmwagens out in fact. A nice solid recon, well, platoon I suppose, rather small though one, opening up right there and doing quite a bit of damage with its machine guns, although one needs to be close up, but there we go. Reconnaissance section getting shot at by machine guns, suffering losses. And the Brenker is actually taking him a bit far from this machine gun. The Schweres MG42 opening up. No infantry though so far from Mariens, although we are seeing a pioneer squad. More and more Volksgrenadier, that is good. Medic bunker would be nice. Apparently moving away from here, realizing this is perhaps not the best state. Instead moving up here towards a slightly more broader spot where they can also a bit more, if they can break through here, maneuver much more better against the British, which could definitely be a problem for the Brits. But they do have a mortar emplacement up here, which is going to make fighting around here a lot less fun for the Wehrmacht, and that's usually what you do with one of these mortar emplacements. You generally want to make sure that fighting for the Wehrmacht in the vicinity of it is generally a lot more dangerous and not really fun. And again, he's basically locking off the resources right next to here, and the victory point as well. Very notice again, they are very keen on locking down those two. So definitely, I mean, it's part of their strategy. It's basically a VP drain strategy, which is certainly a bit more interesting to see. But again, not unusual, I suppose. Schwimmwagen, Volksgrenadier securing points. Rather shift from the Wehrmacht, you know, from the east towards the west. Although now, of course, they have run into the mortar emplacement. And of course, interesting to note, He is innocent is in fact quite open. He is vulnerable. He is innocent is also vulnerable. Funny, funny. not doing quite too well there. And again, if the Wehrmacht was to push here, I mean, this would pretty much be game over. Instead, for some reason, they are in fact moving straight in front of the mortar emplacement, quite incredibly enough. I suspect they must be assuming that his opponent, of course, right here, has defended. But again, sometimes you have to do reconnaissance to check out if your assumptions are true. In this case, they aren't. So they are actually missing out on a huge opportunity, which is actually quite interesting to note. Mortar rounds keep flying through there. Schwimmwagen's pushing on. Bren carrier getting upgraded. And let's in fact go have a look at Unbanme. No upgrades for him yet. Lieutenant on the way. No field support. Of course, there's one on the way for Heisinnocent. Infantry section moving in. And certainly they also have the infantry advantage. We're now seeing a sniper out from Mariens. Opening up on those filthy Britisher. And they of course shall be pushing very hard. Because there's good soldiers of the Reich. Bren carrier getting upgraded. Troops are getting pulled back. The MGs and the snipers are a bit of a problem. Section down there. Pinned completely. British are at the same time also managing to shot, and there we go. Field support truck up, securing this munitions point. Interesting enough, not this one. This would actually grant them more munitions. So that strikes me as a bit peculiar. But could be it is meant for Unbanme to secure, of course. That is definitely a possibility. Brits pushing in from the north. Good move, good move. The north is a lot less defended with machine guns. Again, they are sort of more prepared now for here, not there. But quickly, full grenadiers and Schwimmwagens are moving in to establish a rather ragged defense. Mortar rounds already falling, though. Killing a few already, others getting gunned down by the British advance. Brenker providing a nice amount of heavier firepower with its Vickers and the Brenkan. In fact, this can actually suppress units if with enough fire. In fact, now we... No, that's not the Wolfen. Still doing quite nicely. And already a unit down. Oh, mortar rounds next to the sniper and the MG. This is definitely not looking good for Mariens and the 9th SS. They are going to have to be pushed back. MG, though, managed to slightly stop them, and the Schwimmwagens continue. Of course, full grenadier support, but still looking a bit dangerous. At the same time, bunker going up, probably going to be a medic bunker again. The Wehrmacht is rather shifting their strong point towards here. We, of course, have to see how that one works out. Troops going down, getting sniped, getting run off. And looks like the British couldn't quite get enough momentum. They were basically lacking support from Heisinnocent, who didn't really have a lot of infantry to actually provide, and he did move in his Brenker because that needed repairs. So I mean, clearly the two Wehrmacht players did gain the minor advantage right there in pulling together resources. And of course, I question how long that lasts. And interesting enough, they are again pushing here. I mean, again, usually it also pays off, to push where the enemy is and, force them upon it with that bit of pressure. Central victory point, they're secured. And someone reporting they are going to get right fucked here. That's probably not a bad assumption, though. Panzerfaust, veterancy up for the infantry. Schwimmwagen moves in. And Brenker actually looks like it will make it out of there. Infantry section's moving in. Schwimmwagen's taking a bit of damage. The Schwimmwagen being an amphibious, well, jeep, I suppose. Basically a, well, amphibious Kugelwagen. Was used with reconnaissance units and the such because, well, it could cross rivers and such. Plus, there's also a funny story about doing the retreat from Falaise, where they actually had to use it to actually cross the river as they were trying to get away from the Allies. And in one case, they actually had to plug it together with stale pieces of bread so it wouldn't sink. But there we go, Bren guns up. Moving in. Schwimmwagen's being pushed a bit back. Sappers with Piats. And a lieutenant actually went down, probably sniper fire. Looks like we are seeing two Wehrmacht snipers up now. Pack up as well, preparing for any push here, but again, the British aren't really pushing hard here. They are a bit, again, sort of, trying to crash into the strong point, which is not necessarily where you want to go. I mean, in fact, if they were to push here, they could, in fact, cut off the entire force and do a lot of damage. But so far, they do not seem awfully keen on that. And at the same time, the Rover has arrived with some grenadiers at Panzercheck. Brenker moving in now from Heisinnocent. Ooh, stormtroopers have arrived, so Mariens has gone for Blitzkrieg. Getting Stoßtruppen with dual Panzerchecks. Yes, indeed. And, damaging the engine, but he doesn't quite get the Brenker. That's a bit unfortunate. British troops are going down. Snipers opening up. Schwimmwagen providing a bit of covering fire. And the Brits survive another volley of the Panzerschreck Sturm. but before they will have to evacuate, because this is definitely not a good position for them. Schwimmwagen moving in right in front of 2 Bren carriers. Lots of heavy machine gun fire, and stormtroopers once more miss. Bren carriers might want to consider getting away. Careful, men. You're not driving in tanks. At the same time, the Grenadiers are making an assault there. Not really a strong one. There should have been more support. I mean, going after the headquarters command truck can be a bit risky. So again, usually want a slightly larger force than basically a few guys with a Panzerschreck. I mean, you're not out hunting for ducks, for heaven's sake. Schwimmwagen, though, heavily damaged. Get it out of there, Jürgen. Get it repaired. In the meanwhile, the British are pushing on. Schwimmwagen down. Schwimmwagen down. MG and some pioneers lining up there. Wehrmacht making minor progress, but they're also taking losses now. The Brits are making a bit of return. They have gained steam again, though. Would be nice if they could sort of move up. Ooh, 25-pounder gun is up. Is he firing at the Schwimmwagen? I mean, I think that's pretty much the definition of overkill. Using a 25-pounder artillery gun to knock out a bloody Schwimmwagen. Harold, have you been drinking again? Anyways, we're also seeing Snaghounds up, so clearly he is innocent. Plan was to rush straight for the armored command truck. Which rather, of course, meant that Unbanme had to take most of the pressure, but so far he seems to be doing alright. Also help if he has a casualty station, he does. Getting a bit suppressed, but the British are making progress again. And now with Staghounds up, things will be looking a bit different. Grenadiers moving in. Only Grenadiers. Again, MG mortar would be nice. Or an LMG at the very least. Oh dear, mortar got something right here. A few false Grenadiers. More mortar fire. And he's in fact gone for Royal Canadian Infantry. But let's go have a look at the Rover, who's gone defensive. Interesting. Not offensive, but defensive. So it's going to be sort of more the buffer with his infantry against the British. And there we go. 2 Staghounds rolling in. No packs nearby. They're all here trying to provide artillery anti-tank support for Mariens. Stormtroopers moving in. Truppen. The more elite troops of the 9th SS. Under heavy machine gun fire, mortar fire. They're trying to get that mortar pit. Will they succeed? And there we go. Mortar emplacement down. But at the same time, 2 Staghounds has been unleashed on the base of the Rover. The 9th SS are in a bit of trouble there. Although granted, the Staghounds can't really do a lot against buildings, though if someone was to call in, say, some artillery, that could be a much different matter. Troops here getting pinned down by the MG snipers, getting off a few good shots towards this. 25-pounder gun firing again. Oh, 3 false Grenadiers down. Rückzug. MG suffering, Stormtroopers rushing in with the geballte Ladung right onto it and unleash the Sturmmänner. Crush them. More Grenadiers arriving. Medic station definitely doing quite well. Oh dear. Wehrmacht quartz could be going down. No, that's going to be a huge loss for the Rover. He's moving over to Grenadiers, but still. Could be experience for the British to be used towards command points. Northern position has been opening up. British troops are suffering a bit. Medics moving in. They will need more support if they want to survive the great German counter. And of course, the bunker, a bit more force can of course be used for reinforcement. And I suspect we're seeing something called in by the British. Oh, he used the captain to call in artillery. Excellent. You don't see this very often, but you can use the captain to get additional artillery shots out of your 25-pounder gun. Oh dear, it seems to have bugged. Otherwise, I mean, usually you see a green flare, and then of course the 25-pounder gun will fire towards there. It's not something a lot of players actually take advantage of, but it basically means you can get 2 barrages out of your howitzer within the same sort of cooldown period. Slightly sneaky, but again, it's not something a lot of British players actually take advantage of. Which I do think is a bit of a shame. In this case, it seems to have bugged up. That can happen. 3 victory points are now in the hands of the British. The Wehrmacht pushes on hard. Stormtroopers moving in. Panzerschrecks firing. Yes, vernichten Sie die Feind. Zerstören Sie. Or something like that. Looks like the British are lining up for another assault. Lots of Bren guns, not a lot of rifle grenades. I would have loved to see some rifle grenades, and something went up there. Looks like a Bren carrier joining the other sort of light vehicular wrecks already present. And a Stu 42 arrives for Mariens. And more artillery. Not really hitting much this time. Germans moving up here. Assault phase is ready. He could go for some LMGs for his Grenadiers. Will increase the firepower a bit against the Brits. Oh, Brits getting hammered by their own artillery. No, there's 242. Actually, never mind. There's just so much artillery. It's a bit hard to distinguish. The two types of howitzers are being unloaded against each other. Volksgunners under fire from sappers. Stormtroopers. Reconnaissance section. Bren gunners getting suppressed, getting blasted. Lots of stormtroopers, in fact, both with dual Panzerschrecks. I think some assault rifles would benefit Mariens a bit. More artillery. I think this is an officer variant. MG somehow survives. And we are seeing a Vegas machine gun going up to now actually finally protect this. That is good. Germans in a bit of trouble. There we go. It's 242 moving in. It needs veterancy though. Needs veterancy. Let's go look at Mariens. Kampfkraft center is up. No veterancy on the way for his armor. Only a bit for the infantry and the support units. Stormtroopers moving in. And again, assault rifles I think would have done nicely. Would also have helped against the infantry rather than just Panzerschrecks. Trying to get that casualty station suffering a bit. Infantry section, more specifically reconnaissance, taking heavy losses. The Germans are advancing. Moving up there could be a nice pincer maneuver. Casualty station is down. The Brits are getting pushed back. Tank guns moving in. We also seeing a Firefly up. Storm Armory up for Mariens, giving access to the Sturmgeschütz sphere to assist his to Stu 42, which is good, but again, veterancy is needed. Grenadiers moving up on the other flank. Oh dear, and they found the weakness of the machine gun emplacement. Its sides. Tragic, but there's a bit. Stag Hunters put a stop to those damn Grenadiers. Bloody Krauts. And meanwhile, another assault going up here. Stu 42 doing its best to harass it. The Grenadiers are doing their best, of course, to stop the British. Pigs. And more artillery. That 25-pounder gun is definitely seeing a lot of usage. And something's taking damage, I think. Firefly not moving in as of yet. Quiet. Staghammer moving up, forcing away some additional Grenadiers. Veterans one up finally for the armor. Stu 42 already taking a bit of damage, but still the Stug 4. British pushing onwards once more. Not a lot of support. No armor support. In fact, no Firefly to deal with any Kraut armor. Again, of course, there might be packs hiding. Ooh, nice damage right there on the Stu 42. And we are seeing artillery getting called in. Oh, but of course the Stug just moves away. Firefly though moves in. And begins dealing out damage to the Stug 4. Needs to be careful if there are mines, which is actually a nice move by the Rover. Brits taking heavy losses. Sapper section almost completely wiped out. Pack getting cleared out by the Bren guns, but there are too many Grenadiers and Volksgunners nearby, making things a bit too dangerous for the Bren gunners. Get out of there, lads, or do you want to get destroyed by the Meister Reich? Stug 4, and there we go. Brewed up by the Firefly. A bit of a mismove right there by Mariens, who wants to be careful unless he decides to be sent to the Eastern Front. Bren section being pushed off. Grenadiers taking up position in the old barn and hoping to get off. Nice shot on the Firefly, knocking out the engine. Brilliant. Jolly good show, lads. Or Männer. Not lads. Männer. Lancer. Soldaten. Oh, main gun destroyed. Still not there. Brits are moving in to try and provide covering fire and keep away the Grenadiers. Rockets were going in. I believe we have seen a half track then with the Stuka Fuß upgrade. Yes, indeed. The Rover is already tier 4, but he's not got the buildings for it. Stormtroopers moving in. Sturm squad. Quite large one. Lots of Panzerschrecks. Quite a few Staghounds. That's perhaps less great. And again, the sort of center area around here is quite exposed. I mean, if someone was to rush in there, despite one mine, they could actually get that half track. Possibly even the building right here. And again, the Brits again, both players of both sides actually sort of seem to sort of forget the maneuver part of the whole thing and just sort of bash heads. Which is perhaps not necessarily the best idea to get off sort of fighting from the both. In fact, the Wehrmacht sort of the blitzkrieg idea, actually sort of was about not hitting the opponent where he was strongest, but hitting where he was weakest, and then sort of outmaneuvering and then sort of catching him up and destroying him that way. This is sort of the opposite of blitzkrieg. Blitz sniped. Stormtroopers moving in. Again, those stack counts supported by other things could do a lot of damage. There we go, artillery fire. Oh, sniper went down to the artillery. Trying to probably get those Stooks, but no such luck. What shall be done? The headquarters command truck might be going down. Down, not down, but it's down. Panzer unleashed. A thunderous storm of rockets. Full grenadiers, half-tracked grenadiers. This is a mighty push from the Wehrmacht from the 9th SS. But the stormtroopers again caught out in the open are absolutely slaughtered. Headquarters command truck down. Staghounds charging in. Brit troops following up. And we are seeing a command truck nearby, but nothing for it to really command. And a flag is also up. Flugzeug Abwehr Kanone 8-8 joining in. Packs joining in. Staghounds could very quickly be going down. Tank traps going down to actually try and limit the maneuver of British armour and vehicles. And the flak might go down very soon. One stag count down. Flak decrewed. Could be recruited, in fact, by the British and turned against their Kraut masters. In fact, it's time to have a look at help. Oh, he is innocent again. Stag counts rolling in. And he's calling in Tetrarchs and commandos. A commando raid right behind the line to begin clearing out the tank guns. Excellent. Vicious maneuver. Heavy losses for the Wehrmacht. 9th SS is completely outmaneuvered here. This is a huge battle of annihilation. Heavy losses on both sides. Panzers, packs, armored cars, infantry. Oh dear. And they're actually destroying the flag. They're not recrewing it. What are you doing? You could have used it against a ton, you stupid bastards. I mean, really, that is inexcusable, mate. You're definitely not getting a Victoria Cross for that one. Probably the opposite, which is the Baldrick's Cross. I have now decided. Awarded for complete military incompetence and not seizing proper military assets on the battlefield. But we are seeing the commanders moving in, making short work of the grenadiers right there. Rückzugmänner. And in fact, the failure to seize that could have been a huge boon to the Germans, to the Krauts, to the Han. But of course, the glorious German troops are... Oh, more artillery! I think that might even be a... Yes! Creeping barrages! Knocking out packs, both in fact. A huge, again, losses to the Wehrmacht, but at least they did not have to retake a Flak 88, which again would have been huge. Command tank, for some reason, caught in the middle of everything. Firefly moving in. And sadly, the British have made lots of damage, but they haven't been able to take a shred of territory. They need to do that, otherwise, I mean... It's all going to be a bit wasted, I think. Reinforcing from the half-track, and you can in fact still reinforce from an upgraded half-track, by the way. Stormtroopers nearby, pioneers moving in. No reinforcements are being done.
Enemy unit has been knocked out.
More losses. And he's getting the Little John adapter, which was a sort of thing which actually increased the velocity of the weapon right there and increased the penetration overall a bit. It was used for this and some armored cars. Tiger arrives to assist the 9th SS after their rather huge losses. Of course, with the ammunition, they don't bloody well lose it. Or they go off to the eastern front, isn't it right, Jürgen? Ja, Herr Major. Stormtroopers moving in again out in the open. Nicht the best position. Use cover, cloaking, or perhaps some assault rifles. You need assault rifles. Tiger moving in, taking a bit of damage from the Firefly. And no real pushing, although finally we are seeing some commanders doing a bit of harassment in the south. That is good. That is good indeed. Tiger suffering a bit heavily. Needs to be careful. Vorsicht. Veteran T2 up, in fact, for the armor though. Stormtroopers taking heavy losses again, doing a bit of damage, but the casualty station still stands. And note all the guns lying about. Bren guns, MGs. I mean, whoever picks this up could definitely be having a fun time. A replacement flak is though going up to try and again stop the advance of the 11th Armoured. Digging in hard for the fatherland. And the stack can't seem to be moving again though, taking damage from the Panzer Rex. Although they are themselves taking heavy fire from the stack counts, lots of suppressive fire. Another Tetrarch is up. This is definitely interesting. Not something you very often see, but I mean, enough Tetrarchs can actually do surprisingly large amount of damage. But again, note, this does actually briefly pause. They might have done a lot of damage, but again, they haven't moved the front line one bit. They could have done so with the flak and all that, but again, they decided to destroy and just pull out. So again, the damage they've done might in fact be for nothing. Instead, again, had they pushed forward, taken some points, they could then have forced the Wehrmacht to fight much harder to regain what was lost. A very important detail right there in terms of strategy. Stu 42, though, Veteran T2 could be going down. Tiger pulling back with heavy damage. Stu 42 is down. Flak firing away. And more artillery right on the flak, which is bound to happen once it reveals itself. Tiger moving in a bit too close. Flak in fact could be going down soon. And oh dear, Panzer already equipped for some of the infantry sections. Definitely a bit of a German nightmare. Flak down, or at least the crew is completely dead, very much dead in fact. And the Tiger is buttoned down. Oh no. Commanders moving in from the rear. Nice commander rate, in fact, continue taking up points. And I mean, a nice move again would be sneaking in a small armoured force. In fact, perhaps the stack counts to clear out those half tracks. The Stukas of Fuss, commanders arriving from the rear. Main gun destroyed on the Tiger.
Losing a strategic location.
And out of control. We are seeing assault guns being rushed in to try and contain the British advance. But they are no match for the lads of King George. Brewing up crap panzers and assault guns left and right. And a lot of munitions. He could call in a lot of artillery with it. A lot of, commando artillery in fact. So why isn't he doing so? I mean, come on. And I think a commando section just went down. Again, the British aren't really doing most of the situation, I think. And if the Germans actually do, they could actually turn this around. That is something very vital to remember.
An ammo point.
And lots of tech attacks, but he does lack the resources or the population to actually get them out. And another assault by the Germans. Grenadiers moving in. Lots of damage. And again, the Stormtroopers moving in, trying to clear out that headquarters, but again, not really good move out into the open. Right next to the Brits. Bundle grenade doing very little. Tank you down, I think. Yes, a Firefly lost, which probably means another Tetrarch. Another Bren carrier. Oh, it's still the same one. Sneaking in behind aim lines. Reconnaissance section moving in, though has to be careful. And there we go. The half-tracks are spotted, but there's something needed to destroy them. Damage engine on the Bren carrier, and the Brits just lack the, I think, the power to just break through and again do some damage. I mean, again, they could take all of this back easily if they could just focus and use the artillery properly. Plus, commando could probably clear those chaps out. So the Brits are definitely not getting the most out of the situation. And Stu definitely moved a bit too far. Now that's going to go up as well. Heavy armoured losses from both sides so far. Another Tetrarch ready. One suddenly worries what they might be planning over there. 6 Tetrarchs all in all so far. Sniper might want to consider moving elsewhere, something less British. While a 3rd flak goes up. That's definitely 1 flak battery, I think. All in all. Recce section needs to get out of there before the assault guns or that new Tiger knocks them out. And they did not manage to get out of there. Stackhound for some reason trying to knock out the Stug, and now supported by a flak, and those Stackhounds definitely need to consider relocating, and in fact they should probably try and knock out this bunker up there. Grenadiers moving in. Going in after the command truck. Commander's not really in position. Machine gun replacement, they're providing fire, support to fire. 5 Tetrarchs, 6th one on the way. Lots of little John adapters. So, I mean, rather tiny tank force. So not something you see very often, but again, I mean, 6 Tetrarchs, for example, with all those up guns can in fact do a lot of damage to other armor. As long as they keep mobile, they can do a surprising large amount of damage. Stag guns moving to the north. Machine gun bunker getting out maneuvered. TheRover's in a bit of trouble then. Let's go have a look at TheRover. Oh, I forgot about Unbanme. My apologies. Radius artillery going in. Oh dear, he might actually knock out the Stackhound. That's fun for the Rover, not so much for the guy with the Stackhounds. Assault guns once more charging in. Again, taking heavy fire from the Firefly, Panzer Division and all thing. And there we go. The charge of the incredibly light brigade. No, not wait. No. Stackhound's last Tetrarch needs to move in. But soon, very soon. Panzer Division moving in. Bunker still standing. Tiger arriving. 5 Fly moving in, needs to be careful. Flak opens up and the flak is under fire. Lots of resources being flowed by the Rover, actually. Another machine gun going up. They're definitely digging in as well. Pioneers taking fire. Flak blasting away as usual. Veterans are up for it, in fact. And there we go. The Tetrarch is joining the rest. Germans being pushed back here. Pack moving in for some reason. I'm not sure if that's actually intentional by the Rover, but oh dear. But there you go. 6 Tetrarchs. All ready to give it to Jerry. On this case, of course, is now the trick of the Germans to resist survive British attackers, crush them beneath their jackboots, and send them home crying, or at least, you know, leave their widows crying once they receive the poor remains. Tiger, though, moving into Mariens. What the bloody hell are you doing? Oh, Dummkopf. You don't charge in a Tiger like that without support. In particular when you know the other chaps have Bren guns. And it's enough, the Tetrarchs are still not moving. Still no real attempt at knocking out those half-tanks. And again, this was actually pretty much left open. But there we go. The Tetrarchs roll in. The charge. A veritable armoured platoon right there. Blasting in. Firing away lots of ammunition. Pioneers squad down. Already one Tetrarch in a bit of trouble. Stug down, and now the Tiger's getting surrounded. I mean, yes, they will have trouble with the frontal armor a bit, but note once they get behind it, though. Yeah. Oh dear, mine goes off. One immobilized. One out of control. Oh dear. And they, I mean, Tetrarch, of course, can quickly go up in flames and just note. Started out with, I think that was 6, now he's down to 3. That's a pretty quick reduction, but there we go, the Fireflies join in. And note, I mean, once they actually hit, they actually do quite a bit of damage. There we go, damaged engine. Firefly gets the final kill. No command tanks though for them, by the way. That's a huge missed opportunity, particularly since we know Unbanme has command tanks, not Staghounds. But the last one moves in, tries to outflank. Well, there's still this one's not moving. It's sort of going, don't forget about me, lads. Get me out of here. After having watched all of its comrades go out and fire in the most traumatizing way. Oh wait, there's still another one, which is sort of, again, not in a great condition either, while the last one is being rushed into. Just basically must go tits up. Rear engine hit. Not good. Will it make it out of there, and will they be able to get the half-tracks? The Stukas of Fuss. Absolute carnage. The Brits are moving in. MG bunkers actually doing quite a bit against the British infantry, which is good. Artillery, I think, knocking out the half-tracks. Not sure, I can't tell apart the remains. Looks like it, though. The Rover's down to 2 Grenadier squads and a pack Heavy losses for the Germans, but also good soldiers of the Reich, but they're still there. More Grenadiers, more Packs, more Pioneers. Tetrarch still stuck. Tiger taking heavy shots from Panzerschrecks collected from who knows what. Probably the Stormtroopers or the Grenadiers. And not much else to collect them from, I suppose. But again, a command tank for the Fireflies could have done wonders, I think. Oh dear, someone actually dead on the Firefly and then gets blown off. Looks like this last charge might have been it for the British. And he's getting more Tetrarchs. He's Tetrarch mad. Main gun destroyed on the Tetrarch. Could have been packed. In fact, been close to getting out the stew. Firefly out of control. Grenadiers out of there. Heavy losses. Another Tetrarch rolls in. Brits moving in with Panzerschrecks and Bren guns. And there we go. Buttoning up the Tiger. Outflank it. Damaged engine. Tetrarch, though, taking heavy damage from, oh dear, Stooks and the Stews. Oh my. Panzerschrecks almost knocking it out. Artillery getting called in. Main gun destroyed on the Tiger. Oh dear. But so far the Tetrarch doesn't seem to have much luck in actually finishing off the job. And there we go. Oh, but the Tetrarch gets knocked out by... Was it a flak? No. Not sure what got it actually. Huh. Something did. Still a Tiger lost for a Tetrarch. I think you don't have to do a lot of math to figure out that the Tetrarch was the better part of the deal. Or whatever, losing that wasn't such a huge cost. Still, British are now taking huge losses. Stu 42s are absolutely pummeling the Brits into submission. And of course the Dukes and all their MGs. This is not looking good for the British. Unbanme is getting pretty much crippled at this stage. He's actually got nothing left. The losses are too great. Artillery tearing through everything, but not enough. More Tetrarchs arriving. We're seeing 3 now again. Rushing them in once more in a desperate bid. Sappers pelting assault guns with Piat. Not quite succeeding either. Commanders moving in. Let's go look at Mariens, who's not got a lot either. He's got a bunch of assault guns, a Tiger, and a Lieutenant supervising things back here at base. Manpower blitz. And veterans to free up for the armor. This will actually help against sort of, Piats and such. Even Panzerschrecks. Demo charges on the bunkers. Oh dear, that could actually perhaps set off that demo charge if they were not fortunate enough. Tetrarch moving in, fending off a Grenadier assault, but rockets fall down upon the base of Heisinnocent. Demo charge goes off, but you actually need one from the Sappers to really knock out a defensive bunker. Commando demo charges don't quite do as much damage. Another Tiger rolls in. But there we go, bunker down. Not quite enough though. And the Brits once more suffering greatly in front of all the German armor. Getting blown to bits, getting shot up and whatnot. Although the Stuk is taking a bit of damage from the Tetrarch, and then for some reason the Tetrarch moves in. Flak gets it. Oh dear. Huh. Apparently the kills don't count as anything. That's interesting. They don't even bother with the Tetrarchs. Hey, we got something. Was it a Tetrarch? You don't bother recording. They'll just think we're mad up at headquarters. Alright. Mariens once more pushing his Tiger a bit too far, although in this case he might be trying to just knock out the 25-pounder gun, the bane of them, but again he's getting caught out by Fireflies and all the British infantry. If they gets buttoned now, this could end up very, very badly for Mariens' Tiger, which I've lost count. Assault guns getting blasted with artillery, almost gone. And Tetrarchs are rolling in behind, but again the flak is opening up. Another Firefly arriving, this time from Heisinnocent. And we might be losing another Tiger. This is a huge armour battle, although most of the armour is German still. There's a ton of fireflies, staghounds, and an unknown number of Tetrarchs. And Stook and Firefly gone. Grenadiers moving in. And that medic bunker must have put together a lot of grenadiers. More artillery on the Stook 4. Let's return to Heisinnocent. Calling in decoy smoke. He doesn't quite have enough artillery. Tetrarch rolls in, outflanks the position down here. And the Stook's getting pushed back, pulling back towards the MG bunker, though that's a good move. Plus, of course, all the other MGs. Maschinengewehr. Oh dear, the Brits are not happy about that one. And commandos are dropping in. My goodness, just a ton of commandos dropping in. But at the same time, a Tiger arrives. Oh dear, heavy losses to the commandos. Tetrarch trying to do what it can to support, but of course it's caught behind the house. It can't move, otherwise the pack or the flak gets it. And the pack got it, rather also blocking the entrance to the house. Commandos doing what they can to clear out the flak. But Veteran 22 actually makes it a bit tougher in that regard. Grenadiers advancing, suffering, but there's not much to stop them anymore. The Brits have been drained. Demo charge at the bunker. And a Piet. No, that's a... Oh wait, that is the demo charge. I thought it was actually a weapon that was dropped. I was like, what sort of weapon is that? Does he detonate it or what? Or is he waiting for someone to sort of sneak past and move too close and then sort of... Aha, mine trap. British forcing charging in once more again, and not a lot of armour support, not a lot of artillery support anymore. And another assault gun goes down. Flak gone. Although again could be recruited. And he's quickly moving up to finally supporting the Tiger. About bloody time he provided some infantry support for that Tiger. And here's arriving headquarters command truck going to go down anytime soon. More artillery on that flak. And there we go. Headquarters command truck gone for he is no Unbanme. I'm not sure what that was, but it's no more, that's for sure. Well, that might have been actually the artillery. Tiger moves in, gets another kill. Stook arrives, opening up as well. And once more the Tiger gets buttoned up. Where were the Grenadiers all of a sudden? Heroic charge, but I'm not entirely sure what they're charging against. Brits are moving in there, but it's too little too late. Once more, going for the flak. Grenadiers nearby there to provide support. Will they for once recruit? Lots of grenades getting locked. Pineapple grenades, but oh, they all miss. And they actually recruited for once. The Brits recruit the flak. About damn time too. But of course now it's a bit too late. Had they done so earlier, things might have been looking very differently for them. And a Panther has arrived. Of all the things to suddenly arrive, TheRover has secured himself a Panzerkampfwagen 5. Panther Panzer. Holding back now at the headquarters for Heisinnocent. Not looking good for the Brits. Fireflies though moving in, coming under fire from the packs. Soon flaks and Stooks. And still not a single command truck for them. A command tank. Panther though going down, that's for sure. Tiger moving in. And this Panther could be going down any moment soon. There we go. Tetrarch finishes off the job. Oh, it's a great irony. Another Firefly might soon be going down, and this could in fact drain out a lot of Fireflies for the Brits. Gunner killed. Heavy damage to the assault gun. British infantry moving in. More losses. Rockets joining in the fun.
Battalion is down to 200 points.
And the sapper section just went goodbye right there. Another Firefly arrives, this time from Unbanme. But the British pretty much look gutted from this point of view. Still no headquarters command truck. MG running into a problem as the commandos charge in, burst through the German lines with themselves a little bit tattered. And oh goodness, Stu 42 just massacres the commandos. Definitely been one hell of a fight of attrition right here though. Lots of losses on both sides. Armoured and infantry. Oh dear, oh, the losses are completely insane and the British are just suffering them, and again they pretty much lost at this stage. Tiger moves in.
Forward company commander.
So many assault guns for the Germans, so many, they're not small numbers either. Firefly versus the Tiger. More Fireflies moving in, still no command tank. Assault gun down. And another Firefly is on fire. Tiger though again going to lose another one, my goodness. Infantry section reformed from the tattered remnants of the casualty station. Stoop taking heavy damage. No attempt at blitzkrieg from Mariens, though that could actually work nicely and now increases the rate of fire. A recon element, again getting stopped up here by assault guns and machine gun bunkers. My goodness, the losses are just insane. I mean, really? Someone's definitely got some explaining to do once they get back to headquarters and then put in front of Monty. And another flak. Stug moving in, 29 kills, absolutely insane. And another flak gone. Tiger rolls. Yeah, again, that's definitely a lot of Tigers as well, and that's definitely also because I'm going to have to explain why they lost so many Tigers. The assault gun just charges right into the midst of the British base, just tearing through them. Grenadiers joining in. Firefly, Pantrax, and PS do make it a bit dangerous. And another Firefly rise, and there we go, Stug down. And they're gonna deal with a Bren gun, that's fun. Doing a bit of damage to the commandos as they charge in. The Grenadiers are quickly overwhelmed by the other commandos. Another headquarters, in fact, gone. In fact, both British players do not have a command, but there we go. Need to set it down quickly. Those are the actually get resources again. Priest can be called in, but I don't think he has anyone. And there we go, Blitzkrieg finally in for the Germans. Firefly suffering. No infantry to really take advantage of it from Mariens. And another Firefly is gone. So many. Artillery hammering down on this house. Just so much artillery, so much death and destruction. Assault guns getting hammered with Pantrax and whatever the British can find to throw at them. If it hurts or explodes. Absolutely desperate fighting from the British. I do think again this is a lost fight. And for some reason the headquarters command truck's just moving in. He must have stopped carrying, although another one is up there.
Piper is MIA and presumed dead.
And recon section down. Another section down. Headquarters down. Looks like Unbanme's not even trying anymore. And there we go, Unbanme leaves, and there we go, GG, game over. A loss for the 11th Armour as they were trying to break through. The 9th SS did stop them, both though suffering heavy losses. And interesting, I mean, the problem was not so much the unit composition, that was alright, although the British maps could have done with a bit more support, and Germans a bit more infantry, at least in my own. But I mean, the problem was, besides, you know, poor tiger tactics, I mean, come on. I mean, the problem was they were never really sort of trying to hit the flanks. They were sort of, you know, always just hammering against each other's head like two, you know, stags. As opposed to, you know, just butting horns. Instead of, you know, trying to sort of attack the weaker spots. You know, there were no real harassment here. No attempt to really go for the half-techs early on. No attempt to outmaneuver the sort of greater defensive lines and hit them from the flank, and thus picking them apart, and thus also forcing them to sort of, you know, spread out more. And then later on, I mean, and there were also other mistakes, like not securing that flag. Instead, they sort of destroyed it when there was no enemy nearby. They could have used that excellently. Could perhaps have won them the game, but they didn't. And there were also those mistakes. In the meanwhile, the Germans were definitely a bit better at protecting their territory by actually setting up machine guns bunkers as things went on, which limited the usefulness of the British infantry. Another lack, though, was the command tanks. Not of any of those tracks to support the Fireflies and make them that much more useful. But again, it came down to a part, you know, lack of maneuver from both players, and in the end, though, the Germans actually did get off some sort of maneuver, not just, you know, caught up in the same grind of attrition and instead, you know, attack weaker points, do damage there. And in the end, of course, that's what really won them the game, because, I mean, they were several times close to losing, but again, they were just better at maneuvering about, where again, the Brits were just sort of, you know, pretty much just going at it with sledgehammers and rather doing terribly. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers. And of course, remember, you know, maneuver and don't do stupid things for your tiger tanks.